Our Creator has people around the globe. Some of us are sitting behind the scene. Know you can sing. Know you can administrate. Know you can support. Know that you have the means and wherewithal to put in to help someone to move forward. But you're sitting on it. And not only that, some of the things, some of our spiritual background, the ministries we've been a part of, we're scared to let anybody know. I'm saying on today, come out from wherever you are. God has need of you. Has need of you. I know this is a public platform. There are a lot of voices, a lot of things happening on TikTok and Instagram. All of them are good. Have a capacity to change the world, but they just want to operate in foolishness. There's nothing wrong with comedy. You know, every now and then a good comedy is good. You know, laughter. I can hear one of our overseers saying it's good for the soul. So there's nothing wrong with that. But are we wasting? Are we wasting some of the things going through the Ethernet? I remember a member that was a part of our organization at one time. We're living in real times. This is real. Spelled R-I-E-L or R-E-A-L or R-I-L-L. Doesn't matter how it's spelled. It's life. And some of us, when we're in the midst of what we're going through, we need help yesterday. When I go to God, I say, God, help. You know, because it comes to a place sometimes, even, you know, who we are that have been in and of the way, hopefully not in the way for a long time, that God knows our heart. And he knows when we get to the time and we're saying, we've already said the yes, we've already yielded, we've already submitted, you know, we put off everything that we can think of, and yet we need a change in this area. You know, we might be dealing with an addiction, or, you know, we need money yesterday. Because if we don't get it now, we might be put out. That type of thing. When we get there, God knows if I say help, I'm not taking anything less. In fact, I'm going to move looking that at some point, some way, at the right time, because his timing is perfect, it's going to be made available. Something else just popped into my head, because this is the God we serve. I'm going to come back to that. This is the God we serve. I remember growing up, again, first natural, then spiritual. Some of the points might be thin in memory. I'm reaching here because I'm basing it on what I heard more so than what I can remember myself, because I don't think I was old enough to remember. But I remember my mother saying that there was a time the cupboards were bare. You know, and Mama was a good doctor up of things. Wait a minute, let me explain that. Let me explain that. You know, she took what she had. She took a little of this. She took a little of that. Put it on the stove, maybe some water. And when we finished grubbing, we didn't know anything other than we ate. So she was a good doctor of things, but at this particular time, my assumption is she had nothing to put together even after the doctoring that she's accustomed to doing. But she said she heard a voice. She said she heard the word. She said, go in there and set your table. Because when we were coming up, we ate at the table. We don't do like we do now, you know, TV trays and on our lap in front of the TV. She would set up, we would eat at the table. She said she was given to set the table. And she's probably like I am now. Sometimes when I hear things or I see songs, and I say what? What was that? You sure? I have no problems, y'all. This is my line. You're going to hear it often. talk about me later. I have no problem saying, are you sure? What did you say? He made me. I was made by the Creator. Why can't I ask the question, what is this? So she said, for what? Ain't nothing in the refrigerator, ain't nothing in the cupboards. What am I setting the table for? But I'm sure like me today, when something comes, there's an unction. I can't explain it any better than that there's a pressure, there's a knowing, there's an insistence that won't let up until I respond. So she responded. She set up the table. And she said she got a phone call. I don't know if it was her best friend. We called her Mother Woodford at the time. Whoever it was called her. And that person said, God said, you needed some food. And I got more than enough, and I'm bringing it to you. That's who we serve. He's not seen like your friend right next to you, but he's there. Whatever we need, whenever we need it. Oh, I got some stories I can tell y'all. Whatever you need, whenever you need it, he's readily available. Will you act? Will you give him a chance? Here's one of the things I want to talk about here. The loop, we already talked about that. We talked about the other thing. Like I said, I know which direction it was going to go. This is going to be on the webpage, presenting Hype Central of who we are now and what we're going to be. One of the things I put down, future goals, hopes, and dreams. This was given to me. This is not something that was self-created. What you see here was given in footnotes and subtle, just inklings, just in inklings. Even that I'm not now working. Ha, ha, ha. Anybody hear that? I don't have a job right now, but this is the job. But the unction came and say, hey, that job you working on, it's time to close the door. Y'all heard what I just said. What? What? Wait, whoa! Whoa! What do you mean come off the job? What? I know I'm getting loud, but can I be myself? I said this is raw. I know y'all ain't seen this side, but this is just me. I talked about in the previous video how in the mailroom, the guys, they've seen me fall on the floor in expression. That's all I'm doing, just being myself. Some people need a little help. Blunt here, alcohol here, all of that. But y'all know what? Can I give y'all a secret? The joy of the Lord is my strength. That's what I hold on to. And that's what I was reaching for yesterday in the previous video that I just talked about. I think it was just downloaded last night. Because of what I felt. I was feeling tight. And that's why I sang like I did. It was a forceful, And I'm going to throw something in there. Those that are listening now, some of y'all can play instruments. Ha. Some of y'all can sing. Ha. Some of y'all got some ideas. Ha. But what are you doing with it? Huh? There's a whole world out there waiting for help. The government can't do everything. How about that? Y'all know we just came still in COVID. They can't do everything. We need help outside of that. And that help is readily available. Because we could this is going to sound nasty and negative, but we can call our Creator on the government. How about that? We can call our Creator on what we feel is injustice. How about that? Y'all can talk about me because I'm about to say something. What we've experienced in that house called white. Think about it. Just think about it. Let y'all think about it. We can call our Creator on that to get in the middle of that. That the peace of our God would rest, rule, and reign. It doesn't matter your background. It doesn't matter what color you are. I'm going to go as far as to say it doesn't matter what you believe in. There is a way to find to an agreement and on understanding, and then move on from there. We as a whole might surprise ourselves. Oh, I thought you were this. Oh, I thought that was that. And, I was just ready to close the door. Wasn't going to give what we feel opposition to a chance. But for such a time as this, it's time to come together. What's wrong with meditating and praying and getting to a place of quietness in agreement for the same thing? It's time for that. So I want to get it. I'm not going to get into all the details of it now, but we're working on the website to get it up and running. You can go through and read these. Some of the things are active now. Some of the things coming. I'm going to be using music, the lyrics to songs, and quotes. I'm big on, when I'm communicating with someone, remembering scenes from movies, some that are well known. I do that for reasons, because that's what I can use to get points across. So you'll see some of those, and I'm big on this too. It concerns me if we're using other people's material without giving them credit. You know what I mean? So if I use a quote or a lyric, to the best of my ability, I'm going to search it out to see who said it. I'm going to give credit to the writers, because something snaps in me when I see the award shows and the actors and the artists. They get up in front of the camera and they say, I'm humble, I'm humble, I'm humble, I'm humble. And some of them fail to acknowledge those behind the scenes that help bring them to where they are. God help. The lyricists, the composers, the arrangers. If we can find it out, why not give them the credit for it? We've danced to it. We've sung to it. Some of us have created families from music. How about that? We go to shows. We go to these shows. We get excited. I mentioned in some of my other videos, next time y'all try to have a handkerchief. But we go to some of these movies, when I was younger, because like I said, we kind of hung around Inglewood back in the day when Inglewood was flourishing. We leave out, especially some of these hi-ya movies, the karate movies, we come out kicking and all of that, excited, because of what it did. We need to let them know thank you. It raised the adrenaline and whatever the ingredients are called, the chemistry in our body elevated us and made us excited and satisfied at the same time. We need to acknowledge those artists correctly, because it's due them. If we can leave different than we came in, because that's our hope when we go to movies and shows, that, it's going to do something for this inner man. I'm not leaving out television, because there are television programs that do the same thing. I talked about in other ones. I like Sopranos, I like The Wires, and there's certain things. I give you one right off the bat. I remember seeing Shaft for the first time, and then I'm getting ready to, whatever this was, I'm getting ready to bring it to a close. I'm remembering when I first heard the theme song to Shaft. It takes S at the mailroom to say it back best. He go waka 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 waka, the song. When he's walking down the street and you got the Shaft